Hey peeps, it's Kay. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're already a subscriber. So I just really wanted to come on here and just kind of chit chat about where I've been. You guys haven't seen me in a minute. Oh my goodness, so much been going. Okay, so as I chit chat, I'm just gonna work on some ephemera for some journals that I'm working on. So just so you know what I'm doing, as I just didn't want to sit here and talk to you. I wanted to actually try to be a little productive as I was chatting. Yeah, so where have I been? So I've been here, been home as usual. So I was having some issues with the brat was having some issues. I wasn't having issues. She was having some issues, you guys. I still don't know what happened, like what was going on. I still don't know, because she was, okay, so how it started was she was having some some nausea, right? And I don't know, she didn't vomit. She vomited one day, and then she was just nauseous after that, just for days, just days. Anytime she ate anything, doesn't matter what it was, chicken and rice, no matter what it was, whether it was bland or not bland. Well, it was all bland because I wasn't giving her anything else. But I don't know if this is too big. She might be too big. I know I have a smaller version of her. Oh, here she goes. Okay, so that might be a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know what was going on with her. She was just really, really, really nauseous, right? Anytime I fed her anything. And I was just like, I don't know what is happening. So I was just feeding her a little bit, even a tiny bit, the tiniest bit. And I'm like, she can't keep going on like this because she's just constantly nauseous. So I had just previously, 2 days before she started just getting really nauseous, had taken her to the vet because she had vomited, right? And then she was just nauseous after that. And they couldn't find anything. They didn't run any tests because honestly, you guys, I didn't have the money to run all those tests. The money was just, it was adding up, and I just didn't have it. But she was fine. She had that one day she vomited, and then she was a little nauseous, and then she was fine for 2 days. And I was just giving her plain chicken and rice, and then she just started getting nauseous again. And they did give me an anti-nausea medication, which did not work for her at all. I'm really gonna try to work as I chit chat, but it's not quite working. I just wanted to see. Yeah, it just was not working. Nothing was working. And so she was just constantly, oop, my microphone disconnected for a second. So she was just nauseous, and I just could not figure out what was going on with her. So I was calling all over the place trying to find, something that I can afford. And finally I got a hold of kind of like that, but I feel like it's too long. But let's put it over here, I think. Yeah, so I've got in touch with the Humane Society. Oh my God, they helped me so much, you guys, so much, because I sent them, it was a weekend, and I sent them an email and just kind of briefly explaining my situation, my financial situation, and what was going on with her. And I sent them the the vet summary from her last vet visit. And the next day, which was a Sunday, they called me, and I explained to them what was going on and my financial situation. And oh my God, she was so sweet, and she gave me an appointment for the very next day, right? And I didn't know, I figured like I would get like some kind of discount or payment plan or something like that, because I told her, like I ain't got the money to shed out another $300 or more. But my dog needs to be seen, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what was happening. So she said, don't worry about it. I still didn't know what that really meant, because people got to make money. I understand that. But I thought, maybe they'll just give me a payment plan or something like that. So I took her in. The next day, my son met me there because it's in Manhattan, and he didn't live far from there. So I was so happy to see my son, you guys. Can I tell you, I have not seen my son. Side note, you guys, but I have not seen my son since the pandemic hit. And oh my God, I miss him so much. So anyway, it's not like I saw my son a whole lot before the pandemic, but just the fact that I couldn't see him when it happened, it was heartbreaking, you guys. And I wanted to hug him and not let him go. But anyway, sorry, I just had to say that because I missed him so much. So anyway, so he met me there. My son met me there, and I actually thought we was gonna be, waiting for the brat for a while, but it was really quick. So they just, the vet called me, and I told them what was happening, and he said, okay, so we're gonna run like a full lab check for everything, basically. And I was just like, oh my God, how much is this gonna cost me, honestly? But I was like, you know what, I'll figure it out later. So they ran all these tests, and I mean, they did everything: stool sample, heartworm, anything that they could possibly run, they ran that test. Okay, so they was like, well, you have to wait till tomorrow to get the results back. And I was just like, okay. And she was fine. She was so happy to see my son. She wasn't nauseous. I didn't give her anything to eat, so I figured that's probably why she wasn't nauseous. But I asked the vet, did he think it would be okay for me to give her something to eat when I got home? And he said, yeah, give her a little small amount, see how she does. So I did. When we got home, I gave her a little bit, and she did fine. She had no nausea, so I was like, oh, hallelujah. So then the next day, the vet called me, and he said her test results came back perfect. And I was like, oh, what? Oh my God. I mean, I was happy, but I was just like, well, what the heck? So, I started asking him a ton of questions, like, do you think it's something that I'm feeding her? Do you think that, well, I wasn't questioning the homemade diet, because she's so much better off on that than, oh my God, I don't even have a sponge to do the, hold on. Okay. I'm glad I had it right there next to me. I was just trying to find my glue. So, this is so gross. I really need to get a better jar. It is just like gross. So yeah, so I was like, do you think that something I may be feeding her might be the cause? And he said he didn't think so, because she didn't have any gastric issues, really. She just had the nausea, but she had no bloating, she had no vomiting, no diarrhea, none of that. So he's like, I don't think so. I don't think that that is anything that you're feeding her. He was like, she didn't have any pain when I pushed on her stomach. She didn't cry out. It was fine. So he said, just my suggestion, just watch her for a few days, see how she does. If, she starts having any more issues, then we'll have to do an ultrasound. So I'm like, okay. But you guys, she's been fine since. She's been fine. She's back on her regular food, which I know she was freaking happy about, because, she's used to having a little bit more flavor and variety in her meals, and just having chicken and rice for over a week. I'm sure she was like, what is happening here? But yeah, so I was dealing with that, and just trying to, guys, I was so upset and distraught, because I didn't know what was happening with her, and I still don't really know. I really don't. I had this, what I think it may be a combination of two things. I was thinking that she had gotten a a bark box, you know, those subscription boxes for dogs. And the first box they sent me was something that I would never give her, and they were like these stuffed toys. I'm like, I thought I picked aggressive chewer. She cannot have that, because I know Brooklyn has a tendency of putting everything in her mouth and eating everything. So I'm like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. So I contacted them. Anyway, they sent me a new box. There was this chew toy and this other toy that was stuffed as well. And I'm like, didn't I just say don't send me no stuffed toys? But they ended up sending me another stuffed toy. And I was just like, but anyway, so I didn't give her the stuffed toy, but I gave her, I'm not sure now if I like this now. I'm so indecisive. Now, do I want to put her on that side? Now, I don't know. I think I kind of like that now. I was totally thinking something different before. But I just feel like this space needs something in this little spot. But I just don't know what yet. So anyway, oh, I took the top off already. So yeah, oh, she had a chew toy. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, you guys, with my thoughts. So yeah, she had this chew toy, and I ended up taking it away. This is gonna be graphic, you guys, but you know, if you have pets, then you have to check these things, right? But anyway, so she had this chew toy, and I ended up taking it away because I found the little pieces of it in her stool, and so I'm like, oh no, see, she's eating it. That's not gonna work. So I think that may have been the cause of her nausea, because it was coming out the other end. Okay, so not to be graphic, but that's what it was, you guys. That's what it was. It was coming out. So anyway, and then before that, I had made her meatloaf, put loaf as they call it, with ground beef. And I didn't give her a lot of ground beef. Beef was like the last protein that I introduced her to, because I personally don't eat beef because my stomach just doesn't digest it. But I didn't want to deprive her of something that she might be able to be okay with. But I think the combination of the ground beef, well, beef in general, and the toy is maybe what caused her to get nauseous. So I'm no longer going to give her any beef. And we're just going to do chicken, turkey, and fish. And I'm just going to rotate those proteins. And yeah, that's what I've been dealing with for over a week now. Just trying to get her back on track. Just kind of keeping like a little food diary of things that I give her. So what I've done, I've always generated recipes on Balance It for her, because you know, to know how much to give her of each thing, and so they generate the recipes. But what I've done was I've generated 4 different recipes that I'm going to stick with just for now, just see how she does on those 4 recipes. And I'm just not going to add anything new. I'm just going to just rotate those 4 recipes and see how she does. So, and then keep a little food journal. Well, I have her regular journal that I think I'm going to just, I don't know if I'm going to put it in there, because I was looking through it and I don't really have a lot of writing space in that journal. So I don't know. I might just keep as many notes in there, or I might just put together just a little small journal just to maybe stick in that in her regular journal, so I can keep track of what I'm giving her, so she, you know, so I can keep an eye on what's working and what's not working for her. So yeah, so far though, she seems to be doing pretty well. So I feel like I need to put something like right in this little spot. I think these spoons might be too big. I don't know. Let's see. So what in case you're wondering what I'm working on a collection that I'm calling, oh yeah, that's too big, that I'm calling Domestic Goddess collection. And yeah, I'm trying to make some ephemera for it. So I want to get these done by I want to get these done before the 1st and get them in the shop, because I plan to take the month of December off from creating for my shop, just so I can, you know, concentrate on my December daily. I'm just gonna find something later to put there, because right now I don't have anything. So I'm just gonna sit that aside and move on. So what was I saying? What was I saying, you guys? What? Oh yeah, so I'm gonna take the month of December off and work on my December daily and kind of just regroup and just looking for some book pages. I think I want to add a book page. I don't want that title, War and Remembrance, on there. But I want to add some book pages somewhere. I think I like that. I don't know. Let's see which one of these ladies. Yeah, so I think I want to take that time off. If you're curious about any of the ephemera that you're seeing, these ladies and any of the words, I'll try to remember to link it down below. If I forget, just remind me. I will have all the links, of course, when I finish the video. I'll have them in the description box. I think they might be a little bit too big. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, I have it right here. Yay. But I don't have, oh, yes, I do. Hold on. Okay. Oh, I'm so happy I rearranged my little area here. I got everything within reach. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So I want to concentrate on my December daily and kind of regroup and figure out what I'm going to do for the new year. And I don't know if I want to use this. Did I bring my scissors? Oh, of course I did not. I really didn't want to use this to cut the middle, but I don't think I brought my scissors over here. So yeah, I just want to figure out what I want to do for the new year, and just kind of concentrate on my December daily, because you guys, I got barely any journaling done for this month. It's and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna let it go, because I'm not gonna even try to catch up, and I'm just gonna start my December daily, which I usually do in December. I usually do a Thanksgiving spread, even though Thanksgiving this year will be different, of course, just like last year. I usually have my son and his fiance and a few of his friends. They've been coming over here for years. Even before my son moved out, they have been coming for Thanksgiving every year. And but you know, because of the pandemic, what did I do at the top? Okay, but because the pandemic happened, obviously, last year they didn't come. And this year, you know, I don't feel comfortable, and I'm sure they don't either, being all together here. So I did tell my son if him and his fiance wanted to come over, they were more than welcome. But I'm not cooking. I'm not up to cooking, so I'm not gonna do it. And it's so weird for me not to cook, but I'm just not feeling it. And so he was fine with it. So they may come over. We just gonna play it by ear. And probably I'll order some food. Either way, whether he comes or not, I'm gonna order food. Hopefully somebody will be open. I think I checked the Thai food restaurant that I was thinking about ordering from. I think they're open that day. So I don't know if they're going to do any deliveries on that day, so I may have to go pick it up. I'm not sure, but either way, I'll find something. But I just don't feel up to doing all that cooking, and the fact is I don't eat like that, you know, anymore like I used to. You know, I don't eat all those carbs anymore, so I think it would be wasteful, and my son doesn't really eat like that anymore either. So, you know, just one day, you know, if we have carbs one day, as you know, if we order something, that's fine. But I don't know how to cook a small amount of anything. I've never learned how to make small portions of anything. I think because, you know, I'm one of 6, so my mom always made huge amounts of food. And so I learned how to cook from her. And even though I only had one kid, I can never make like a little small amount. I always had a lot of food leftovers. I always had a lot of leftovers. I just don't know how to make small amounts of food. So it's fine, you know. I'm getting older now, and I just don't feel like doing all that stuff anymore. I usually just do it big on Thanksgiving, and then Christmas is usually my time to just, because my son is not really into Christmas like I am. I'm like all about Christmas, but I don't want to cook on Christmas. So Christmas has always been, you know, once my son moved out, Christmas was always just all about me, and I usually just have wine and pizza on Christmas because that's my jam. I love wine and I love pizza, so that's probably what I'll do again this year. You know, that'll be my other cheat day besides Thanksgiving. And yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Oh my God, you guys. I don't know if you guys, I don't know how much I've talked about. Well, I know I've talked about music on this channel, but I don't, or on YouTube in general, but I don't know if I've talked about my love of Adele. You guys, have you heard her new album? Oh my God, you guys, I'm obsessed. Well, I'm always obsessed when Adele comes out with something new, to be honest. I'm usually obsessed. But this time, it's a little bit different because it's so personal. Okay, if you have not listened to Adele's new album, then you might want to check out, because I may say things that may ruin it for you, so I don't want to ruin it for you, because you need to experience it. If you're going to experience it, you need to go in blind. But if you already listened to it, then stay tuned, because I just need to tell you what it's making me feel right now. So, no, I don't like that either. No, I can't find anything that's speaking to me right now. So, okay, so her album. I'm so, okay, first of all, it sounds totally different than you know, we all know Adele's sound, right? So it sounds totally different than I thought it would sound, you know? I don't know if I'm making any sense. I think I'm just so hyped about it that I haven't stopped listening to it since. But it's so, Adele makes you feel, right? She always does. With every song, she makes you feel. And in some way, you may be able to relate. But this one, oh my God. I feel like I needed to have this album when I was going through my breakup, right? So years ago, many years ago, when my son was young, he was probably about a year and a half, something like that. I got into this relationship got into this relationship that lasted way longer than it should have, right? So it lasted for about 10 years, right? I know. So from like my early 20s into my 30s, right? And I was so miserable, you guys. I was so miserable in that relationship. But I stayed because my son loved this man so much. Like, he didn't have his father in his life, and he loved this man so much. And he loved my son. And, you know, that's what you want. You know, I wanted my son to have a family. You know, something that I never had, right? Oh my God, that just made me feel like tearing up, because that's one of the lines in Adele's song. But anyway, I'm gonna try not to get emotional just talking about this, but I don't know, I just feel like talking about it, right? Um, so I think I like this, but I want something else. Something else is missing. I don't know what. So, yes, I was in this relationship for 10 years, right? And I was so miserable in this relationship. Like, he was never going to give me what I wanted, never. And I knew that. But I did not want to break my son's heart. Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I kind of like that. All right, let's do that. Let's do that before I change my mind. So yeah, he was never going to give me what I wanted. I wanted to give my son a family. I wanted to get married, and I'm like, 10 years of my life I gave to this man, and I should have left long time, way before the 10 years. But even though he promised that he would never abandon my son, which in the end he ended up doing. But anyway, I just felt I didn't want to break my son's heart, basically. But in the end, I had to do what was best for me, because I was freaking miserable in this relationship. I was just so miserable. And I knew, kind of want that stitching to show. And I knew that it was never going to happen, that he was never going to marry me, and I would be stuck in this relationship. And I've already had wasted 10 years in this relationship, and it was never ever going to be what I wanted. And so yeah, so although I've never been married, obviously I've never been in a divorce, I so related to the guilt that Adele felt, ending her marriage, and what her son was going to think and feel, and she didn't want to break his heart. And oh my God, you guys, I felt that. I felt it deep in my soul, because that's exactly what I was feeling. Even though, like I said, it wasn't a marriage, but it was a long relationship. And I broke my son's heart, and he blamed me. And it took us, it took us having a real honest conversation when he got older, when he was old enough to understand. And I told him the truth. I told him, why I had to end the relationship, and all that. And of course, as we had that honest conversation, of course, he was old enough to understand. But when you're a kid, you don't understand why your parents are separating. And even though, that wasn't his father, it was the only one that he knew. But you don't understand why your family is breaking up. And I just, woo! I so related to her guilt. Oh my God. She poured her heart out in this album, and she just was so raw and so honest, and I just felt it. I felt it, and I could so relate to it. And it was just a lot. It was a lot, and I loved it. And I loved it, because not only was it honest, and it's deep, and it's heartfelt, it's also, she did a lot of reflecting and soul searching, and oh my goodness. So I don't have a favorite. I don't think I have a favorite track, because oh my God, some of them are just, I don't know. But the one that I feel like right now is the way I feel at this moment in my life. I feel like I'm in the I drink wine part in my life right now. If you haven't listened to the song, then you have no idea what I mean. But if you have listened to it, then I'm still at that reflecting, trying to figure myself out in my own space right now type of, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I'm just in that space right now. And so, I'm trying to think of a word. Not think of a word, find a word to put here, on here. But I don't think I see anything that goes. But anyway, so I'm just feeling so connected to that album. I don't think I want to put anything about dinner or anything about that on here. But I do have some words that I'm going to print off and I'm going to put on here. So I'm just going to work on the decorating part. And then these are like cereal box tags. So these are really like thick tags that I'm just working on. And so, yeah. So I'm at that point right now that I'm just trying to, do some soul searching and just try to figure out what I want, and if I want anyone in my life, or am I just good? Am I just good the way I am? Because right now in my life, the way I'm feeling today in this moment, I'm feeling like I'm good. Like I don't want to be in another relationship. But I know that's my fear of being hurt, talking. And I'm aware of that. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm still at that learning myself and trying to figure out what it is that I really want, and trying to reflect on why my past relationships did not work. Well, I know why a lot of them didn't work, and I'm not saying that all of them are the other person's fault, but I do have to take the blame of not voicing maybe what I need out of the relationship before I got into the relationship, maybe. So, I commend Adele for learning what she did learn at 30, in her 30s, I should say. I'm just turned 50 and still haven't figured out. Still haven't figured out my life yet. So, bravo to her. Bravo. Of course, she still says she has a lot to still learn, of course. We all are still learning, no matter what stage in your life you are in. I think we all still are in that stage of learning and trying to figure stuff out. But yeah, so I don't know if I will, I don't know. I don't know if I want to open up my heart again. And it's funny because I think about the last song on her album, Love is a Game. And if you have not listened to it, then turn this off, because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But at the end, she says that she would do it all again. I'm not going to say all the lyrics, but at the end, she says she would do it all again. And I'm not at that place yet. I'm not at that place where I feel like I will do it all again, despite all the hurt and the pain and the suffering and all that she went through, she would still do it all again. And I don't know if I'm at that place yet. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to put this down at the bottom, like as a little border at the bottom. I think I like that. I probably should measure it out, but of course I'm not going to, because it's just how I do. I just kind of cut it and see what happens and hope it fits. So yeah, you guys, I just wanted to get on in and just kind of tell you what what I've been doing. Oh, that's cute. I like that. It's simple. It didn't do too bad. See, I did it pretty well. I did pretty darn good. So this back here is like an ad from one of those old I think it's Evening Post magazines, and this is something from that magazine. It's from an advertisement, so I thought it would be cute to use that. And I think I'm going to keep it simple. I think I like it just like that. I might, of course, I'm going to add like some ribbon or something at the top and punch a hole and all that good stuff. But as far as the decorating, I think it's good. I'm not going to overthink this one too much. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of, I wasn't expecting to get this deep of a conversation. I really just wanted to come on and just kind of chit chat and tell you what I've been up to, because I have kind of been absent from my channel, and so I just didn't want anybody to, you know, if you were worried, I didn't want anybody to worry that something was happening. I'm still alive. I'm still here. You know, just trying to get my life together, you guys. Just trying to get it together. And so yeah, so I was saying before, I wanted to take December off, but I will be doing my December daily, and I'm going to be doing some pages on camera, and probably doing some of my little prompts that I made. If I remember, I will link that video of my the little prompts that I made, and yeah, probably do some on camera, and I don't know if I'll do any. I may do some in my group. I don't know. It's been hard for us to find a time where all of us were free, so I've only been able to go live in there or do a video craft and chat once. And actually, I was the only one crafting, really. We were just more chatting, because it was just one. It was just me and one of my other members. And so we just mostly chatted, really. I had crafted a little bit beforehand. And so, yeah, that's it. So I'm going to let you guys go. I got these 3 done for now. I'm just going to add some little final touches, but I don't want to keep you guys too long. I just wanted to let you guys know what's been going on with me, and let you guys know that I'm okay, and I'm just, you know, just hanging in there. And sorry if I got too deep and personal, but you know, I'm not ashamed of my past or anything like that. I'm pretty much an open book. So that's pretty much it. So until next time, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, because I probably won't talk to you before then. So I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, no matter what you plan on doing. I hope it brings you a lot of peace, love, happiness, and good health. And I hope to see you in the next video, which will probably be December daily related, unless I get these. I'm hoping to get these journals done before the 1st, and then in that case, you will see me on the other channel before then. All right, you guys, but whatever, whenever I see you, I hope that you have a wonderful holiday, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, have a great one. Bye.